Hello YouTube, this is JohnnyFerno. Welcome back to another reaction video. This time around we're going to, this is just the beginning of a reaction stream. We're going to watch a bunch of stuff. By the way, if you are curious about me watching all this stuff, you want to see me do it live, go down into the description below at twitch.tv/JohnnyFerno and go and give me a follow. And there should also be a link to my Discord server where you can also just keep up whenever a video is uploaded or whenever I start streaming. But anyway, the first thing we're going to watch here today is, because JoshScorcher has done a bunch of villain songs lists. But I was told that he began to do basically more villain songs, but it's basically like one for every category he has done. So like TV, movie, theater, video games, and stuff like that. And then just play, and fan-made, I guess. And then plays them into like one from each category into a list. So we have the 5 Great Villain Songs volumes. And I'm gonna be watching at least the first one today. We're gonna see how it goes. But yeah, don't really much else to say. I know what I'm getting myself into. I'm very excited to see what more new music I'm gonna get introduced to if I do not know it already. So, without further ado, my dear friends, let's go.
Here's the start of a new series I am calling 5 Great Villain
Songs, he's gonna explain it anyway.
Where we take a look at one villain song from each category that I previously done a countdown on. It's that simple, and let's get started.
You're just in time. Also, lightning is hitting once again.
Labyrinth. Pure 80s nostalgia. I'll admit Ari is a bigger fan of this than I am, but I definitely give this film credit for highlighting Jim Henson's talent for directing and, of course, showcasing the musical talent.
It's like I do know the movie. I basically know the plot and everything. I have heard the songs, but I want to see it in its entirety. That is that sort of movie for me. Also hoping that both the video and to me are good quality. Let's just continue.
At the late great David Bowie as Jareth. I'm pretty sure a whole generation of.
I just realized that. Oh my god, I am beyond stupid. The video wasn't even on. Sorry everyone in the YouTube probably yelled at me for it, but let's go again.
Ladies went weak at the knees over him.
And so sue me.
Bowie got a chance to perform 5 songs for the film, because when you get a chance to work with a musical legend, you gotta make him sing at least once. I mean, you'd like to think that. How do you literally have everyone except David Bowie sing? How? Of his 5 songs, I want to give special attention to Within You. Just a quick recap up to this point. Jareth has kidnapped Sarah's infant brother, Toby, and has given the teenager 13 hours to find him within his labyrinth, or they'll both be trapped here with him forever. Throughout the flick, our flashy Goblin King's been doing what he can to slow down Sarah, and it all culminates into this tense meetup. Jareth has Sarah cornered in basically an Escher painting. Her little brother is here as well, just out of her reach, and Jareth tries to appeal to her one last time in song. And
how you turned my world, you precious thing.
Okay.
You starve and near exhaustion. Everything I've done for you. I move the stars for no one.
The track itself is an eerie bop. The synth music gives an oozing, uncomfortable vibe that blends perfectly with Bowie's voice. But
it's like slow and slightly sinister. Oh no, not that maze. Oh, you know this maze?
Real goosebumps come in with the lyrics. At face value, it's him trying to tell Sarah how in love with her he is, but listen to his choice of words. Everything I've done for you. I move the stars for no one. He's trying to gaslight her for not falling for him while he spent all day granting her wishes. Never mind that it was for his own agenda. He looks more and more depressed as the song progresses, basically trying to tug at our heartstrings along the way. And the last bit of lyrics.
Live without the sunlight. Love without your heartbeat. I can't live within you.
Just like that, the picture becomes a little clearer. It may seem like Jareth's the puppet master in this whole ordeal, but the way he phrases it, he's the one who's trapped. He's just a character locked inside Sarah's fantasies. And that's kinda all he's got going for him. He doesn't want to be shackled to Sarah's mind anymore. He wants to be free, make a life of his own, and take over hers if possible. To put it simply, he doesn't want to live within her anymore. Having Bowie play Jareth was a brilliant move, and this haunting melody really sold the casting choice. It showcases how far he's willing to go to manipulate Sarah and get his way. No matter how pretty he and his voice are, when people say things like this, it's a huge red flag.
Just fear me, love me, do as I say, and I will be your slave.
I need an adult.
I am an adult.
You want to sympathize with his turmoil, but on the other hand, you don't want to support his gross misdeeds. On the other hand, you want to simp all over him because he's frickin' David Bowie.
Just you shut your mouth.
Oh, man, love to Miss Ziggy Stardust. I take you home. I make you fish ball soup. Fish ball.
You draw your own conclusions. And on the way, definitely check out Labyrinth.
That was the thing?
If for no other reason than this mournful, deceitful love ballad.
Alright. Interesting side. Theater, my area.
Today, we're talking about opera. Cross that one off your 2024 bingo card. In a way, it's strange how we're talking about opera.
Hello, Ryder, why the bunk?
Cross that one off your 20.
Okay. Aramount says the F word. Josh says the F word. Twins face reveal. Yeah, I know that will never happen. They want to, like, they even gave their children, like, I was about to say code names, but it's basically OC names. Because they want to, like, you know, conceal their privacy as much as possible. And I completely respect that. Hi, Johnny. That was for the Trisha Takanawa clip, even though it wasn't your fault. Oh, the Family Guy clip? Just watches Eminence Blue. 5-minute date with God of War. Oh god, with the life-size model. Jeez. Just talking about Virgil's, probably from Devil May Cry. Just changes his profile pic. Means on Twitter. Oh, if Equestria comes back. Oh, he does? Anyway.
2024 bingo card. In a way, it's strange how, despite the rise of videos that go into the depth of musical or theatrical works of fiction, very few seem to credit the place where it all began. Opera began in the early Baroque period has since then remained an art form that's unafraid of pushing boundaries, being a flagship art form to some truly unadulterated subjects, though not always suitable for. Between her fiendishly sung orders are copious bars of coloratura, which is a technique of classical singing that pushes the singer's agility and range to its limits.
Oh. This part is the one everyone knows. The editing.
In all honesty, Mozart's choice to make the queen a dramatic coloratura soprano, as opposed to the standard dramatic soprano, adds so much to her.
I was just thinking that as well, Mickey. Coloratura from MLP. That's really cool. Well, you notice that like 80% of all the names from MLP were puns or just taken from musical theory stuff. It's so funny.
Colors as a villain. The coloratura is her evil laugh. It's her musical power trip and slide into insanity. It makes what seem like unnecessarily ungodly high notes all the more justified to her tyrannical personality. Nobody else in the entire opera has arias or phrases quite like the queen. Not even her three henchwomen are vocally spiraling like she is. It's worth noting that while this song is widely referred to as the Queen of the Night aria, the role of the Queen of the Night herself actually has a second aria earlier in the opera, O Zitre nicht, or O Tremble Not. This one is a much more manipulative and subtle evil, where the queen bribes Tamino with her daughter's affections, whilst leading him to believe he's the perfect candidate to slay her nemesis Sarastro, whom she paints to be a monster. However, the queen's latter and more famous aria is much more classic, condensed villainy. In the world of opera, this is considered one of the most vocally demanding and difficult roles.
I can only imagine.
Any high-voiced feminine singer can call herself a soprano, but very few can call themselves the queen.
Like, I can only imagine just how demanding that aria is. That entire I remember that being like when I was in school, like after elementary school, I went to gymnasium, and my like main branch, I guess you could say, in that school was music theory, and this opera was brought up. In fact, if I remember correctly, our class was even brought out to see like the prime rehearsal of a performance of the Magic Flute, and I remember like we all made our jokes and stuff like quietly to each other as students while we saw different things on the scene. But when that aria came on, everyone shut the hell up. Everyone just shut the hell up while the Queen practiced her aria, and it was, oh my god, we were stunned. Hey, hi Emerald, welcome. Welcome. We're watching a bunch of things today. First off, here, JoshScorcher. And also very funny story. This was like the last prime rehearsal. So, like, sometimes the actors did like small jokes. Like, I don't remember who they were, but it was basically like two guys who was like, you know, theater crouching behind like a bush, and they were talking to each other. And then one turned to the other and says, hey, what is it? Are we supposed to be speaking in German? Yeah. And then it just continued on. Everyone, like, it was so good. It was so good. Okay, to continue the video. I guess we're on to fan-made songs now? Oh no, TV. Never mind. Wait. Oh yeah. Looking at a bunch of TVs staying on top of each other. I wonder if we're at the fan-made songs now. Of course, it's the...
Lazy Town is your typical educational kids show.
Oh, Lazy Town.
It's serviceable.
I remember Lazy Town. I partially grew up with Lazy Town. It's so good. So fun, I was gonna ask you if you've saw this to this. I have basically I've seen every other like villain song list that Josh has made, but I've not seen the volumes. So I'm just starting on those.
As a show teaching kids about living healthy and getting active. It's a wee bit generic since, well, just look at it. But interestingly, one of the most well-known parts of the show is the musical number sung by the villain, Robbie Rotten. Played by the late Stefan Karl, this character is a joy to watch whenever he's on screen. Always good for a giggle since the guy just wants to be lazy, yet he puts a crazy amount of effort into his Looney Tunes schemes. Plus, his catchy as all get-out songs have since become cult classics. Remember?
I think it was Nostalgia Critic who said in his Suicide Squad review that, like, villains are the most motivated people by default. It's so true.
Remember, You Are a Pirate? Yeah, this is where it came from.
Yeah.
And of course, there's the one that we all know that's ascended to beyond cult classic status.
Hey! Number one.
For context, this one is sung by Robbie and the clones he summoned to do his job of capturing Sportacus with him. He goes out of his way to teach them how to be villains via musical, and like any good Saturday morning cartoon villains, the crew plays along.
Just follow my moves and sneak around. Be careful not to make a sound. Don't touch that.
Like all of the other Robbie Rotten
I've been wanting to do a cover of this for a long time. It's just so much fun.
songs, this is just fun. Thanks to its over-the-top instruments and passionate acting from the clones, as well as Robbie himself. Seriously, how can you not smile when looking at these goofballs jumping around? Adding on to that, Robbie's singing is just amazing in general. While these are simple, silly lyrics, he delivers them with so much glee on top of his amazing deep voice. Yeah, it shouldn't come as much of a shock that he'd become a Tumblr sexy man.
Now watch and learn. Here's the deal.
Slip and slide on this banana peel.
What are you doing?
While any of Robbie's other songs could have made the list, none of them carry as much cultural weight as
so
this one.
good.
It became the poster song that helped spread awareness of Stefan Karl's health and garnered the support needed to help fund his treatment. Stefan himself even celebrates it alongside the fellow actors who played the clones.
Yeah, I saw
While the
this
man
video.
is unfortunately no longer with us, we will continue to cherish his incredible legacy, whether it's a decade later or beyond.
He was number one.
He was number one. We are number one. Hey, hey. Like, it's such a fun, silly song. like, you get into such a good mood listening to it. Like, just the instrumental alone, it's so good. Like, and the energy, I think it's the energy that gets me the most. It's just in both the vocals and the instrumental. Like, the energy is captivating. It's infectious. It just takes you along for this ride, and we are also thankful that it did. I can never help but smile and laugh whenever I hear. Exactly. Now we need the heavy metal cover, dude. I'm 100% sure I've already heard like the metal version of that song. I've heard so many goddamn versions and parodies of, like, we are number one, but blank. I don't think this is a teaser. He's already used a Portal in his video game songs list. He's just using this as the interlude. So he's already used Portal in his video game songs list. Just for no.
Oh, hey, in case you haven't met, I'm JoshScorcher. I do video game and some tabletop content.
Yeah.
What do you say we cross the streams?
I love this plan. I'm excited to be a part of it.
Baldur's Gate 3 is a massive RPG.
Oh, man. Baldur's Gate 3, a game so massive, I still haven't finished it yet. I've reached Baldur's Gate. I just haven't finished the game yet. There's just so much. Game overwhelming. Had to step back. Haven't stepped back into it since. So he's probably going to tell me something that's a spoiler, but I don't care. Baldur's Gate 3 is awesome.
Set in the world of D&D. It's been critically praised for its narrative, gameplay, and environment. Naturally, not enough can be said about the music. Borislav Savov, I'm sorry if I mispronounced that, had his work cut out for him composing some of the most emotionally gripping songs and tracks in the game.
Oh yeah, this part was so goddamn good. How can I read that? Cafecito? Cafecito! Hello! And welcome to the stream. Oh. Reaction and the song. What? Please don't post links randomly in the chat without asking first and giving context, please.
And naturally, he saved one of the most bombastic songs for the big bad himself.
Raphael. I still haven't reached him yet, and I knew I was gonna be spoiled, but that is completely fine. I want to see it. Tell me, Josh. Tell me about this glorious demon.
Elf.
The mouse smiled brightly. It outfoxed the cat. Then down came the claw. And that? Love. Was that?
Depending on your interactions with him, Raphael could be your best ally or the devil he truly is.
Yep.
That's not an exaggeration, by the way. Throughout the game, he's been tempting you to make a pact with him, and it's hard to resist him because he carries the energy and charisma of a Disney villain. You know, back when the title meant something.
A good one.
He mostly tags along until we finally confront him in his home, the House of Hope. And like the theater child he is, he sings his own boss
Hell
fight.
yeah, let's do
Are the
it.
chills settling yet? Can't imagine how they wouldn't be with the eerie organ playing and Maria Anastasova's haunting singing.
Life's mortal lives expire. Souls go to their dooms in flame forevermore.
And then
God damn.
the devil of the hour gets in on the act.
Hell has its laws. Hell. Effect and the cause. Curtain falls, but hold your applause. Squirm, for now down here come the claws.
Would you believe that this is his actor's first time singing?
What?
Yeah, me neither, because he's...
I actually think you're lying to me. I actually think you are not telling the truth right now, Josh. Holy, he's doing amazing.
stepped up to the plate and knocked it out of the park. Yeah, he mostly spoke, sang, but he never faltered, and his voice still carried the dramatic and smug energy without skipping a beat. Even the lyrics ooze with confidence. He's large and in charge, and you really should have taken him up on his offer. One of my favorite lyrics in the song are "Squirm, squirm, for now down here come the claws." I love that it's a callback to the poem he recited when we first met him, and it has a dual...
For context, he was basically telling what I believe it was like an old fairy tale from around the lands or something about the mouse that kept playing around with the cat and then came down the claw. And that's basically what the song is referencing.
Meaning. He's had his claws in us since the beginning, and now here comes the binding clause from his other contracts. The man knows Shakespeare, and he is about to make it everyone's problem. I mentioned long ago that I love villains belting out a "You're Screwed" song, and Raphael's final act took that concept up to 11. From the gorgeous, haunting music to Raph's boisterous energy carrying the tune, it's just a small sample of the music that helped Baldur's Gate 3 reach its acclaim. Plus, like I said, it's just nice having a boss sing their own fight music.
No more deals, it's over. The final act, you're doomed. No more grace, it's over. This house of hope, you're doomed.
Oh! Chills. Fucking chills. What the hell? That chills. Ah. Fan made. Let's see what he picks.
Most pieces of media that receive the fan song treatment are those that don't typically have songs to begin with. If your work already sustains its plot and development through character-driven singing, there may not be as much of a drive for fans to do it themselves, as opposed to silent indie games that leave room for individual creative lyrical interpretations. Though, that isn't to say it never happens. Has-Been Hotel is loaded with canonical musical numbers, and the fans give it right back tenfold. Right. Even if a work is rich with musical story, that's no guarantee you'll satisfy the fans by default. Perhaps there was an alternate
he was just using it as an example, but okay.
Finale that needed to be created. An off-screen song based on canonical lore, or maybe even a whole character or song that needed to be rewritten entirely. Movie musical tycoon and happiest bank account on earth, Disney has dozens upon dozens of beloved songs in their movies and shows.
They do.
There are plenty Disney fan songs created to expand on the original tunes or characters. They serve as creative dedications, not as a means to fix what Disney didn't do. Classical Disney is renowned for hitting the mark with musical storytelling, and thus doesn't really need the fans to pick up the slack. The acting word here being classical Disney, because the studio's tunes lately just aren't what they used to be. And how I wish they were.
You better stop!
Oh boy, Wish.
When you fall
people actually made a song for Wish?
Flat on your face as hard as Wish did, the bar of doing it better is about 6 feet under with an 18% tip. If you've been fortunate enough to have avoided this movie, allow me to fill you in. The animation looks like a 2-hour-long unfinished screenshot turned into Luigi's Mansion portrait. The music is a pop nightmare written by a pop star who can't even seem to write in her own genre either. The film's pacing and trajectory are more wild and erratic than an orange cat with 3 a.m. zoomies. Nobody seems to know what these characters actually give a rat about, not even themselves. And I think by infrastructure and babble nonsense more equipped than music for whatever they're passing off as lyrics. Almost any given Wish fan song will be a default upgrade from the Chernobyl disaster that is the movie. But this is on another level.
Okay.
The fans are the real stars now. And this is their message to the people.
This is our message to the people.
Our message to the people explores the initial concept of the king and queen as a villainous duo, singing a duet to one another as they indulge in their power and kindle their romance with collaborative wicked deeds. Amaya, being a primary antagonist alongside her beloved, was one of the many scrapped ideas mourned over by fans with the release of original concept art. Written, directed, and partially sung by Milky Melodies, this AU showstopper is coupled with a fully colored, detailed animatic that, although it isn't fully animated, is certainly more visually pleasing than the movie.
Because this is great.
Notice how the song is successfully composed in the pop-esque style that was desired in the original work, but not achieved whatsoever. Milky Melodies has a theatrically fitting voice, yet one with a nice, light, yet sultry, almost jazzy quality. And Caleb Hyles delivers a strong pop-rock performance as per usual.
I mean, you cannot go wrong with Caleb Hyles. Dude has a voice and is not afraid to share it. You can never go wrong with Caleb Hyles. If you have not listened to Caleb Hyles' music, please educate yourself. He is so good. So good.
Striking resemblance to Partners in Crime by Set It Off, a villainous duo whose great power is magnified only by their even greater love for one another. One of the best parts of our message to the people is that, despite trying to compensate for an oily void left by the film, it is loyal to the work. What I mean by this is King Magnifico is still seeking power over all wishes that outperforms what the stars can do. Asha is still out to do what heroes do best. The king and queen are still in love. The main ideas of the concept remain in the song, although subject to a surplus of adjustments. The song managed to feel entirely fresh and different from the movie's mistakes, yet doesn't alienate or feel like it's too far from the source. Perfectly balanced, as all things should be. The contrast in quality between this incredible song and the video essay chewing toy that it is based on is astronomical. No pun intended. And, you know, that is perhaps the greatest aspect of it being a fan creation rather than canonical. It's a testament to the stories we want to tell, regardless of whether or not the creators will honor our wishes. Okay, can we stop with the star pun?
That was, oh man, that was the end of the video. That just flew by. But yeah, so it's interesting to hear about, as far as I understood it, like, it's not a fan, like...
Hey everyone, this is Josh. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, leave a comment, and share the video around. Please check out my other social media like my Twitter, Twitch, and Tumblr. Check out my other channels such as Joshua Burner for reactions and other stuff, Dragon Fighter Gaming for tabletop, and Bob Equestria for cartoons. Consider checking below the video and donating to my Patreon, Streamlabs for my merchandise, or becoming a YouTube member. Thanks for watching.
No, maybe he's just not interested in doing a Discord bit. Also, that was my video. Wait. I looked at, there. There's my video. I got recommended my own thing. Yeah. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. So, like, again, as far as I understood it, he means that in, like, it's not a fan song in the sense of, like, that they, like, take the concept and then completely, like, redo it to fix it. They still keep the same concepts, they still keep the same ideas. They just do it in a way that, like, as far as they see it, works. Because they clearly thought that the movie itself didn't. Which is really cool, very good, very well done. They just made a beta, basically. Yeah, basically. But yeah, that was a very fun video. I am tempted to just go to Volume 2 right away, but I do have other videos that I want to make sure that I've seen before that. I have a couple today that are like must-watches for me. But either way, I believe that was it. Link to the original video will be, of course, below. Everyone say goodbye to YouTube. And as always, here are my amazing Patreon supporters who are still with me for some reason. If you want to go and support me as well, there will be a link to my Patreon down below. And if you want to come over and make sure you catch these whenever I watch them, there will also be a link to my Twitch down below, along with a link to also my Twitter, my Blue Sky, and my Discord server, so you all can keep up with whenever I do anything. But yeah, I think that's all there is to say, other than thank you so very much for watching. My name is JohnnyFerno, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!